Hello and welcome back to Oliver Clapworthy Music, and in today's video I'm going to be interviewing the Zaffiros, so let's get straight into it. So I'm now joined by the Zaffiros, and if you don't know them, you should know them. I've reviewed their music around 3 times, so if you don't know them, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Hugh, and I play bass and sing for the Zaffiros.
I'm Zach, and I sing and play guitar. I'm Ollie, and I play drums and sing.
And I'm Ted, and I play the guitar and sing.
So my first question is, what's your favourite song to perform?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh no.
I'll rephrase, favourite Zaffiros song.
I think we all have quite different ones.
Yeah.
Do you want to start, Wes?
No, because I'm still deciding.
Right.
Mine's got to be Statues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Statues is my
Yeah.
favorite song to perform.
Yeah.
I can let loose most on that one.
Yeah,
I'll just
yeah,
go
yeah.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, very loses.
Yeah.
Violence, yeah. I'd say statues as well for me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a good tone setter. We always start with
Yes.
it, and it's just like when we get it right, we're like, yeah, this is gonna be a good gig. If we get it
Yeah.
wrong, it's bad. But yeah, I'd probably say mine is Alibi, but
Yeah, I thought you would.
yeah. I know. I'm proud of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very natural song. It came together quite quickly.
Yeah, that was a weirdly quick song, to
Yeah.
be fair.
It, like, we sat down and figured some shit out for it. Wes came over about half an hour later,
Yeah.
and it was done within like an hour of like the formation of it. So
Yeah, then I think we gigged it like 3 days later. I
yeah,
think.
so it was quite a natural song, and I still feel like it's kind of that in the set. It feels quite like a natural progression from the rest of our stuff.
Yeah, and it also pokes out a little bit quite nicely as well,
Yeah,
which is
I
quite
like
fun.
that.
Yeah. I think mine is, I'm sorry, I can't give you a definite answer, but mine is either compulsive or absence. Compulsive just because it's fucking dirty, and we just get to go crazy in it. But absence because it's just like we do 4-part harmonies, and
Oh yeah.
it just is so fun. And it's a very zen moment in the set, which I really like.
Yeah.
What's your least favourite song to perform?
Compulsive. It's an absolute
Yeah.
bit of a mind boggler.
I love it, but I think it's because like I've been playing it probably
Yeah.
a bit longer.
Yeah.
So I hated it at first, but
Yeah.
I love it now.
I distinctively like remember the first time we played it, and all I was thinking in my mind as we played was, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I was at rock bottom bar,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Oh my god!
It's quite an
Oh.
intimidating song to play to start with.
Yeah.
And we were playing it to this like small room, and Seneca were there. They're like
Oh,
the
yeah.
math rock kings, and Seneca were in the room, and we're like, we've got to play this well for Seneca. Like,
And we didn't.
no, we didn't. Like, we
It's not-
totally
I-
messed it up. It
I-
sucks so hard.
I start that song, and I probably started about 100 BPM faster than we played.
It was awful.
But I was like, "We're going, boys, we're going!" Like,
Fair, like then compared to now, the song is like
Yeah.
the song's just got better. That's
Yeah, I
the
like
thing.
it.
It's so much
I
better.
don't have a panic attack now.
No.
Yeah.
Um,
We didn't answer the question. We
What's
didn't.
no, no. So yours is compulsive.
Mine's compulsive. Yeah, I do enjoy it, but
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
I have to
It's
concentrate the whole
concentration,
time,
yeah.
which is a bit of yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say, see, we occasionally have sets where we like play like some pub gigs and stuff, and then we go back to the old goldies for those songs. There's a song called "Don't You Think I Thought It Through." Yeah, and
Tragic.
it's like a 4-chord ballad. Zach I wrote it when I was 15. like, yeah, no, it was like 13. I just broke it up with my Yeah, like, year 8 girlfriend. Wrote this song. Yeah, it's cringy. A little part of me dies every time we play that song.
yeah. I'm sorry, mate. That song sucks.
It's not.
Do you want like of all time or like what like our current set is? Because I could name a few from all time,
Yeah.
but our
Yeah.
current, I think there's like one which is maybe least favorite.
What's that?
I think Strain.
I was just thinking that.
Strain.
Ooh.
I think just when we released it,
Yeah.
it was a super busy time, and we've been, to be fair, compared to the rest of them, Strain is the oldest out of the lot.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Strain ever since I was in the band. I remember when Zach wrote it before I was in the band.
Yeah.
I've known the song since it was made, and
Yeah.
like I think like it's definitely compared to all the other ones we've written fairly recently, where Strain is an oldie.
Yeah.
So Strain feels a little bit like for us, it's an older song, whereas for other people,
It's quite new.
it's quite a new song with the promotion of it and it
Yeah.
being released. And it's being heard by a lot of new audiences. So I still love the song,
It's still
but
fun to play, but I think we played it so many times that we enjoy that
Yeah.
the crowd interacts with it well because it's a song we've released. I think that's more fun than the actual playing of the song.
it's gonna sound a lot better soon, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, we're starting to bring in backing tracks.
Yeah,
We've literally just sorted that out, which we're very excited
It
for.
sounds nuts. We were
Yeah.
literally listening to it today. Wes has sorted it
Yeah.
out for us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
sounds nuts.
it'll be ready for the time that we play Extra Phoenix.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's gonna sound
very exciting.
wild.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Exeter Phoenix, 9th of October. That will be, when this video releases, that will be in 3 days' time.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. That's not actually that long away.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Jeez.
Do you know what I can see in the background? The Pretty Young Things festival poster.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got that printed off. Because that was just kind of a big memory. That was the first time I personally ever played Extra Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I think Ollie as well,
Yeah.
I believe. Other than the time that you depped for a sound check for James Sebastian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a fun gig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good day that one.
Good day. That was a good day.
Yeah.
Which
That
leads
was-
me swiftly on to my next question. What's your standout gig you've performed in the Zaffiros?
Oh. Interesting question.
Actually, I'm going to give an answer to this, I think.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to decide while saying it because there's like a prelim point.
Yeah.
A lot of people will think our favourite gig would probably be when we played Thekla
Yeah.
because it was like our biggest gig, like
That
our
was-
biggest stage.
Yeah.
Like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like the magnitude of it. But we look back at that gig and we go, we sucked.
We so bad.
We sucked really
Yeah.
bad. Like we played awfully.
We we had the whole set recorded and we released one of the songs from it, but I don't think we could ever release the other songs. 'Cause
No, it was so
they
bad.
weren't tight. Ollie had just come from like travelling, so we actually hadn't played together for about 4 months.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
we threw it together as much as we could, and we still like did a good job for what we had. But I just feel like it's not the tightest set we've ever played, and also
Yeah.
the sound has changed quite dramatically, especially within like the last 3-4 months with like Ted coming to the band. The sound before we were just trying to fill the sound as a 3-piece. Now we have a little more to like rely on with like
Yeah.
Downscape. So I feel like now we feel like we have so much more potential for the stuff to write that we're writing at the moment.
I
So,
think as
yeah.
well with Thekla is it kind of just it was because like it was such a big deal and then like because we didn't win we kind of went back and went okay well what can we improve and
Yeah.
like we didn't use it as a moment to kind of mope around and get grumpy and be like oh why didn't we win we were like okay well what can we do
Yeah.
3 days later I think we wrote Alibi
Yeah.
you know and
But-
like
yeah.
it would just kind of
Yeah.
progress from there.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it was like one of the Microdog competitions that John from Weenie Band runs, and we were lucky enough to make it into the final. And it was a packed Feckler show, and it was a lot of fun, but unfortunately we didn't win. Our good friends in Epimetheus smashed out the park and managed to...
Well deserved as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. But I think it was a moment of reflection. We had a lot of fun, but let's go back to the drawing board and just improve, which has been, I think, kind of fundamental in the
But
past.
to be honest, I
year.
think it was probably the best thing that could have happened to
Yeah.
us, really.
Yeah.
Because I think as soon as that finished, our time was a lot more free to focus on writing.
Yeah.
And we focused on a lot of things. Strain started being
Yeah.
recorded. And I think like that was when kind of things started to really change.
Yeah.
And like we were like, okay, cool. We're actually like on a bit of a roll.
Yeah.
We got some really cool gigs around that time.
Yeah, we did.
We played with Strawberry Lace later in
We
June.
made friends like Bitter Kisses, did
Yeah.
a couple gigs with them who were also at that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool time.
Yeah, I mean, the friends we made from it with Epimetheus and Bitter Kisses, I think
Yeah.
was, and also the relationship we have with John from Weenie Bands,
He's a great promoter.
yeah,
He's
he's
a nice guy.
brilliant. I mean, Zach went on to do a festival with him at the Exchange.
Yeah,
Like, there were so many great things that came from that. It was
Yeah.
really, really fun. But back to the question, I think that for me, I think when we played Louisiana with Strawberry Lace,
yeah, yeah.
because I think that that was like a real good moment. Ted had been in the band for what, like
A good while.
good like 5 months maybe
Yeah.
by that point, and
Yeah.
like we'd kind of solidified everything. The set was feeling really good.
Yeah.
We were feeling quite fresh.
Yeah.
And yeah, that gig was just really good. Crowd was
We had
just
loads.
amazing.
We had loads of our mates there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And everyone was like super hyped for.
people were
Strawberry
singing
Lace
along as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And Strawberry Lace were just phenomenal.
As per.
And
music speaks
our
for
friends,
itself.
yeah,
Yeah.
our friends Blu-ray played as well, and
Yeah.
we love watching them.
It just felt like a celebration of music. I think
Yeah.
on all fronts, on every single band that played, and a celebration of the local scene. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and there was loads of people who came from different bands who like left like feeling really good about all the other bands,
Yeah.
and there were some people who came there for us, some people who came there for Blu-ray, a lot of people there for Strawberry Lace, of course.
Vast majority.
Yeah, but it felt really good because it was like everyone was really embracing each other, and it just felt like felt like the way that
Yeah.
music should be,
Yeah,
you know.
it felt like a community.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
Same with you guys.
Yeah.
All agreed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think I would have to say my favourite gig of yours would have to be your set at Future Fest.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Interesting. We were quite
Actually,
Yeah.
we were quite tight then.
yeah.
We did do a good set.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I think like because personally I was quite nervous getting on stage there, and because of that I think I personally concentrate quite hard to get it right.
Mm.
So I feel like our set was quite tight. And
Mm.
yeah, no, that was a good gig. I enjoyed that, and of course Fraser
Yeah.
smashed an awesome event. It's always nice to be on a lineup with Obvious Reasons and all Seneca and all those great bands. Die Twice. Like
Yeah.
it was a good night, but I felt the pressure because the standard was quite high.
The standard was insanely
So
high.
I feel
yeah.
like we felt the need to perform well,
Mm.
which is hopefully why it came across okay. Yeah.
I really, really appreciated the scene in Exeter that night. though.
Yeah.
It really seemed like Fraser had really he'd made his mark, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it really shows that Obvious Events has been like doing
Yeah.
bits, you know.
They're a great company.
Yeah.
And they're also doing the Exeter Phoenix show on the 9th of October.
Yeah.
No, it's always great to work with them. It should be a lot of fun to once again share the stage with those guys. And yeah, should be cool.
No, yeah, really good gig.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great gig. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that actually.
Yeah.
Of course, you've got like New Relic as well. That's gonna be
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never seen King Louis before as well.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm
Really
excited.
cool.
It should be a good night.
What's the worst gig you've ever played?
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Right. So about it's probably like over a year ago. It was the King's coronation.
I know the story, but tell it again for me, please.
It's not so bad.
Everything in the band right now, like this is like the worst day of my life. So we got like the guy who booked us. It was for a little village called Thurleston, and they were celebrating the King's coronation
In the middle of Devon.
in the middle of Devon.
Literally in the
And
middle.
this guy was like, he'd heard us before, and he really liked their music, and he was like, "Oh, I just want you guys on." We're like, "You sure it's like a King's coronation? Like everyone's gonna hate us?" He's like, "No, everyone's gonna love you. Everyone's gonna love you." And we're like, "Okay, all right, we'll come." We got there, and there was kind of like this big row of tables in the corner, and there was us in the other corner, and then there was like a 6-foot cut of King Charles behind us.
A barrage of middle-aged women, like
And so-
white women,
and then so-
just dancing.
So there's a guy, we come in and he's doing like a DJ set, like a retro 80s funk DJ set.
He was an absolute
He was
dude.
lovely.
He was
killing it.
fucking awesome.
Everyone was loving it, they were getting into it, they were grooving, and then we come on. The tent just,
like
everyone left, and then we have a little break and the DJ comes on again. Everyone comes back and they're going for it to party, and then we play again. Everyone leaves, and then a lady comes up to us and goes, "Do you know any ABBA?" We're like, "No." Well, you made everyone leave, so can you play some ABBA? And we're like, "We don't know any, I'm sorry." And then to top it all off, there's a guy like he's in front of us, and then he just gets like bottled in the back of the head by a farmer, and then that's the gig over.
in front of his kid.
In front of his kids. And that's the gig over. So we got asked to play ABBA. Someone got bottled, and King Charles was just watching over us the entire time.
I'd like to
Kids
also
crying.
add,
Yeah.
I was also high on codeine that whole gig because I had recently had like like knocked my tooth, and
Yeah.
I was in like excruciating pain. So I had like a whole load of codeine,
So
and I
much
was just
codeine.
there, just playing bass, loving
Love
it.
it, like it, fever dream.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think you ever had that story.
No.
I don't know
right.
why. That we're like, fuck, we need another guitar.
I think I tried to block it out for quite a long time, to be honest.
So this next part of the interview will be questions from people who you may know. This first question comes from Fraser
Okay.
Ah,
from
nice.
from Obvious Events. He asks, "How did you decide what songs to release and what order to release them in?"
I think we kind of went back and forward because we were originally going to make it a 6-track EP, and the second song we started recording, Ted and I, after we'd done Strain, was Grace, which actually didn't end up making it onto the EP.
No.
I think at the time, like we were trying to hand in a lot of assignments, everyone was so busy, and I feel like it just wasn't coming together how we wanted it to.
It kind of lost its way a little
Yeah,
bit.
and I think that made us rethink like one, the order of the songs, because we kind of knew vaguely which songs we wanted to do, but that kind of cemented that let's do the songs that we're fully confident with, and that ended up being
Well, let's just leave it till when it
actually yeah
when it gets
yeah.
released.
I'll
Yeah.
leave it. But, ended up being the songs there is. We won't say because
We can say what we released so far. Like,
yeah, obviously we released Alibi, and that was the main reason that came out next after Strain, was because it was going to be Grace, but we thought that's a song that we're confident with. It's not too complicated to record, and it ended up coming together in the matter of like a week and a half.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
really
it was
quick.
really,
It was
really
really quick.
simple.
Like,
But like, it was quite. It was just a very creative, quick process.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It was like I think
Yeah.
you, especially you two, had a lot of
Yeah.
time. Just it flowed really
felt
well.
quite
It was.
natural.
Every session
Yeah.
was just it
Yeah.
just came out. And
Yeah.
we put
Yeah.
writing parts, and
yeah,
they all sounded good. And
it felt cohesive. Didn't
yeah,
it?
it
Like,
did.
yeah.
It did.
Because you guys you didn't show that to anyone. It was kind of like you
No.
didn't have any critiques on it. It was just
No.
like
we
just kept going.
we
with
were
it.
in a studio,
Yeah.
and then we're like, right, these are the guitar parts to you guys. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Like, that
Yeah.
that it just felt right, didn't it?
And then I think like I was like it needs something added on the nylon bit
Yeah,
whilst
yeah.
you were away,
Which
and I think
I was away for
You were away,
that.
that's
So you
so
sent
funny.
it, and I was like,
It added
oh
so
my
yeah.
God, that is like
Yeah.
perfect.
that was a
Oh,
really
yeah.
good session that was, and I think
Yeah.
like me and Ollie just put the final bit on the track,
Yeah.
and then we sent it off,
Yeah.
and then we got it back, and we were like,
Yes.
Tom has
Yeah.
done a mad job on
Yeah,
this.
we were so happy with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really good feeling when we got
Yeah.
that track back, and that whole process of like, with the music video and
Yeah.
everything, that whole campaign was just so much fun.
It felt so natural, and it was fun. It was just
Yeah,
it felt like it came together really well. It was quite last minute, which I think was almost worked in our favour.
this and that. I mean, we did plan for it pretty well.
Yeah, but it was because we changed from Grace to Alibi.
Yeah, true.
We
yeah.
had to change a couple themes, change a couple like video ideas,
Yeah.
and because of that, it felt like it came together as it should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the next song we released, Statues, I think we're like we enjoy a lot of the songs we play have like a bit of a heavy side, and Alibi and Strange showed the melodic side, and we felt like we needed to release something that kind of showcased that.
I think we always knew that was going to be like
Yeah.
the third one out.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
It needed to showcase that like that heavy side of our music, not only for people like because people enjoy that song when we play it live, but also because like just from the standpoint of when we're booking gigs and stuff.
Yeah. We need to show our face with it.
We need to show that, like, if someone looks on our Spotify page and sees Little Ghost, Strain, Alibi, we turn up and start playing Statues, there might be like a little shock. So I thought just from that standpoint, it was nice to put something that was a bit heavier in the mix.
But it was also just like that kind of naturally was the next song because I think we were all really excited. Statues was one I think we were all just really excited to record.
Yeah,
I remember recording the drums with Ollie and like we were really gassed.
yeah. The drum sound was cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then we experimented a bit more with Statues. I feel
Yeah.
like there was a lot more room for us to kind of
Yeah.
like. You guys did some really cool stuff in the studio.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I don't even know if this is right, guys. This
Yeah.
is so weird. But Zach was like, trust me.
Yeah.
And like and then he put the vocals over it, and I was like, oh. And like it was like really nice to kind of have like that sort of experimentation
Yeah.
and just kind of see where it goes a little bit
and let
just
people
like
do their things and feel
Yeah.
like they had the creative room to try something different with it.
because we knew what our known quantities were by that
Yeah.
point as well.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of yeah, that was. We've kind of been recording as we go with quite a lot of it, and it's actually been quite. It's been challenging, but I think it's been quite fun.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just feel like everyone had the room to try stuff that they wanted to try,
Mm.
and also like it was cool because none of us were really all in the studio at the same time. It was kind of groups of 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So like it felt like people there wasn't too many like too many opinions, and it felt like
It would be a bit of a nightmare for people
Yeah.
in there, I reckon.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
nice to have-
sometimes, yeah.
It's nice to have
yeah,
pair off and derail
Yeah.
bits. And
Yeah.
Sometimes though, when it has been the 4 of us, it's actually been quite fun though.
yeah,
I
But
think
it's also
there's-
exciting to see what
Other
people's
people-
people's
Yeah.
takes are.
Yeah.
This
absolutely.
doesn't mean it can't be redone if it's not what everyone
Exactly, and a lot of it was
Yeah, yeah.
scrapped and
Yeah, but I love that.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah.
It felt like a little bit of a trialing out what worked for us, and I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
It came out in quite a unique way. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But we'll leave
the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't say anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say though, Statues is my favourite song of
Oh,
all
thank-
time,
Thanks, Ollie.
and Absence is my second favourite.
Oh,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
But the next question comes from Arch Featonby,
Yeah. Love that.
and he's asked, "Are you excited to be back performing in Kingsbridge?"
Yes.
Yes.
We are actually.
We haven't announced that one yet.
We haven't.
We can.
But it is on Facebook events.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. We haven't done an official announcement, but by the time this video comes out, we would have.
Yeah.
I mean, we played there in the summer, and we weren't sure how the gig was going to go because we played a couple times in Devon before. Felston, King's Coronation, for example. And we had a bit of a mixed kind of feedback from the audience. But that night, it was so much fun because it just felt like it just felt like a celebration of like local music.
I think people just whether people like the music or not, they just respected it.
Yeah.
I think, which was nice.
They dug that we were there to put on a show and have
Yeah.
fun, and people did the same and respected that.
And Ollie at the time had his arm in a what do you call it?
In a sling.
In a sling. That's it. And went out into the crowd in our last song and just literally just shouted at everyone, "Get the fuck down! Get down!" And everyone got
It
down.
was
Like
brilliant.
even like some people who were just like really old and
Yeah.
frail.
I'm pretty
And
sure
they were
some-
like,
yeah, we heard the knees creaking.
Someone definitely threw a hip out.
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. That was a fun gig. But we're excited to be back. I feel like
we
Yeah.
quite like the old warehouse, but I love it
It's-
personally.
it's a great
It's a nice
venue.
place, and also the management there is really
the
nice.
staff are brilliant. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a fun gig.
I don't know how many people from here are from Kingsbridge, but if you're ever down Kingsbridge Road, definitely go to the old warehouse.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
really
great.
nice place to go, and they've got such nice food.
Yeah.
The next question comes from Jake Coles from Die Twice,
Anyway.
Yeah, alright.
and he's asked, "How are you so ginger?"
I have a question for you, Jake. Why are you wearing a fishnet?
Oh,
Bro thinks he's Harry Styles.
oh, we've got a war now.
Oh.
boys. We've got a war.
Love you, Jake.
Love you, Jake.
Die Twice versus the Zaffiros.
Let me tell you, they'll die twice.
So the next question comes from Ollie Baton,
Nice.
and he's asked, "What drugs do you put in your music to make it sound so beautiful?"
Oh, that's really
That's quite sweet.
Actually, no, that's not what he wrote. I'll rephrase. What drugs do you put in your music to make it sound fucking beautiful?
Oh.
Thanks, Ollie. I appreciate it.
Depends on the
Cody.
song.
Cody.
Yeah, I suppose Cody. Depends on the song. I think if you're looking at compulsive, you're looking at a lot of speed. Absence is a nice. Yeah. And then I think Alibis feels like it's definitely like a beer sort of song.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a little bit Western, you know what I mean?
And then compulsive is crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Right, this next question comes from Izzy. Izzy Shipway.
Oh.
We don't like it too much.
No.
Yeah, I don't like her posters.
No.
No.
Smelly.
And she's asked, "What's the best venue you've played?"
I know you guys might not agree, but I think the most comfortable I've ever felt on stage was at the Fleece because the sound is the sound is
no,
so
I agree.
good,
I agree.
and I don't think it's the best gigs we've ever played, but I felt so comfortable on stage because the sound quality was like so
Yeah.
amazing.
It wasn't. There wasn't loads of people there, and it was pretty. Like, it wasn't the best gig, but the actual sound and
Yeah,
like,
the venue, I
itself was
enjoyed it.
insane.
Yeah.
I thought if people actually
More
liked the music,
sticky.
yeah. I thought if people liked the music, and
Don't get me wrong, I do love the Fleece. Like,
Yeah.
it's a really nice venue, and the management there is really good.
If people came to our shows, it would be good.
Yeah, yeah. That would be nice. Please come to our shows. I don't know. I don't think the Fleece for me.
No.
I think maybe just because it was basically like a dip in and out sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really have much time to prepare for it. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't really. I feel like our favorite venue is kind of tricky. I feel like we played some really, really fun ones. I do like small venues wise. I think the one I appreciate the most is maybe Rock Bottom in Teignmouth.
Really.
Yeah, it's just a nice vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like they're really nice people there.
People there. Yeah.
And yeah, they're always really welcoming. I think like small, just like pub venues, like I really appreciate them there.
Yeah.
What about you, Ted? I feel like you've got a special
I think
experience.
the Louisiana has some
Yeah.
decent
Yeah.
air conditioning in front of you, which
Yeah, that's really good.
and it's just like blowing cold air onto you the whole time.
That's
So
nice.
that's
Yeah.
what I quite like.
I think the Louis is probably one of my favourite
True,
venues.
actually,
As well as
yeah.
I really like the Exchange as well.
Yeah.
I really do
it
like
feels
the
so
Exchange.
cozy. It feels
Yeah.
like
It's like you're in like a lounge.
It's the
Yeah.
carpet as well.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
nice, man.
What about you, Ollie?
I actually don't. No, I'd say the Fleece. Probably.
Yeah.
This next question comes from the Bristol-based band Pack of Animals,
No way!
Yeah.
and they've asked, "What challenges have you faced since your first release?"
Ooh. I think pressure to release more.
Yeah.
I think
Oh god, yeah.
we did a staggered thing. Maybe it's not the most organised way to do it, but we released a song and we were recording the next one once that had been released. So maybe that was our own fault, but I definitely felt pressure to get it recorded as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I think in the future, when we're recording, I definitely like to get everything like done in a more organised manner. Maybe like
yeah.
drum session, get all the drums done. Bass, maybe not, but I feel like something that means that when we've released a song, we have the next one ready to go. It takes the pressure off us
Yeah.
from like a time standpoint, so that we can release it in a manner where we're not feeling the pressure to get it out as soon as possible.
It's also not necessarily to do with like the timing of it in terms of the releases, but also like I think like with Grace, like
Yeah.
it was really difficult, and like same with Strain a bit as
Yeah.
well, because of the fact that it was really it took a long time, and
Yeah.
like when it came to like Alibi and Statues and Compulsive was like a week as well, I think,
Yeah,
the same
that
with
came together quite
Absence,
quickly.
like because we just did it. It was a bit more like intensive, but it didn't feel intense because it was really fun stuff
Yeah.
to do, and doing those songs like it was just really nice.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of just kept in the mindset of it, and we knew what was coming. We kind of knew where we stood with it, and it didn't feel as like split apart. So I think the challenge is just trying to keep cohesion in long time frames. I guess
Yeah.
we've had a lot of struggles with like trying to keep the balance of it with uni work, and then some of
Yeah.
us also have jobs.
Yeah.
And trying to do like release after release after release, and like keep the momentum and keep it fresh. It's been quite hard.
True.
We've always got loads of new ideas. It's just about executing them and like
Yeah.
having the time to do so and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like organisation is definitely something.
Oh,
we've
God,
worked
yeah.
on. But it's all been.
We do all right.
Yeah.
though. We all right.
Yeah,
No, but I feel like efficiency sometimes.
Efficiency, yeah.
You're not organisation. I feel like efficiency, and I think going forward with future releases, we'll definitely go back to the drawing board and figure. There's obviously like it's all a journey. We're all figuring it out like anyone, but we'll definitely go back to the drawing board and figure out something that means maybe it's less stressful and in a more like cohesive time frame. Yeah.
This final question of this part comes from Michael Chamberlain, and he's asked, What's the most fun music video to make?
I'd probably say Strain.
I'd say
I'd
Strain,
say
yeah.
Strain. It was a fun day.
Alibi was so cold.
It was cold. We were all running. When we filmed Alibi, that it was raining in between like each take. So we'd in the start of the morning, we'd film for 20 minutes and it'd start to pour. So we'd run to the van.
Poor Mike's fingers went like purple.
Yeah.
Like he could barely move his fingers, and he was trying to operate a camera on a gimbal for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like he was really struggling.
It was hailing at one point, I think.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just so windy.
But
Like,
It's
yeah.
so funny because you look at that video and it looks lovely.
I did so much like
Yeah.
sunny editing
Yeah.
to it. It was not that
It was
sunny.
not,
It's
no.
so funny. You look at it like, oh, that's a lovely little area.
No.
No, to be fair, the sun came out at one point.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was nice, but
Yeah.
before that, nah.
No.
Yeah.
But I'd say
Like,
Strain was
They
definitely.
look like they're having such a great time.
We
Breathing
were.
up on
The
it.
same takes were just like so cold.
Yeah.
Hypothermic.
But I'd say Strain was just fun. I think we never really shot like a music video together, so it was fun just to figure it out and just just give it a go.
Yeah,
Ollie wrote a great script for it, and
it was just a good laugh that day, to be
Yeah,
fair, because I
it
think
was.
like it was stressful. Like we had a lot of problems and stuff like
we had a
that, but like
constricted time frame as well. We had to
Yeah.
get them in the day, but
yeah.
so we got at the crack of dawn before sunrise. And,
But we only had a day for Alibi as well.
yeah,
You know,
true. Yeah,
we got a few extra shots afterwards, like got my car stuck in a field, but you know.
you know.
Yeah.
As you do.
My only gripe with the Strain music video was that your amps weren't plugged in, so I couldn't just fathom where the sound was coming from.
The
Look.
plugs were just like off camera.
Yeah.
Use your
Yeah.
imagination or yeah.
See, what we are really good at is cable management, Ollie, and
Yeah.
you see,
Just
we,
too efficient.
we just know how to make it look sleek,
We
and if you can't respect that cable management,
Yeah.
I don't respect you.
We actually had a network of tunnels under the sand.
Yeah.
To put all the, to put all the cables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote one of your older reviews as well, where you said cable management is for idiots as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, to
Yeah.
be fair, yeah,
You've been cut
yeah,
out
I did say that. So you must hear me out on this next question,
Okay.
and the next question is: if you were trapped on a desert island with one member of your band, who would it be, and why?
Ted.
Dad.
It might be Zach.
Oh, thanks.
Who would you pick, Ollie?
No, the thing is, it's between like Ted's better. I have lived with Zach for 18 years, so I know that I might not kill him if I live with him.
I think you're remembering our childhood very different.
No,
to me.
No.
We used to kick the shit out of each
Um,
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted. Go on,
Ted's the
mate.
closest thing we have to Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
That's,
He like
it's true, mate.
he like walks to uni every day.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Birkenstocks.
With like his pedal board slung over his shoulder, his guitar in the other hand.
And he's playing a tin whistle. You know? Genuinely,
Yeah.
this is completely true. I drove to the uni once, and I just saw him walking, playing his tin whistle, just like minding his own business, just
Yeah.
having the time of his
like an
life.
Irish jig. Just
Yeah.
continually.
Clicked his heels at one point.
Who would I pick? This is difficult. Well, no offense, you. I wouldn't pick you.
That's fine.
I'd probably pick Ollie. To be fair.
Really?
You're an idiot,
What?
mate.
That is the, you make
No,
that is
that's
the
the
worst.
worst.
Squirrel, and you go, I can't eat that. I'm actually vegan.
You got any tofu? Yeah, that's the worst thing. You die. You die.
Thing is like with Ollie, he's very resourceful, but I think he'd make too many jokes where you probably want to die
Yeah.
because you'd be like, right, I'm actually hungry right now.
Yeah.
What's your favourite promo video that you've put on the TikTok or Instagram?
Or
Ollie and Wes holding hands.
Yeah.
nah.
No, yeah, me and Wes were like running off into the sunset holding hands, and then someone commented under it saying, Jesus loves you. You can be saved, Jesus loves you.
That was a horrendous one.
Yeah.
I've been quite fortunate to have made some quite fun ones
Yeah.
because I've done a few of them in Final Cut, so I've quite enjoyed quite a few of them. I really like doing the ones of Ollie.
Yeah.
And like the music video behind the scenes reels, I really like
Yeah,
doing
that was
those.
good fun.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I really liked the promo video for the tour. I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah.
The one you put together, Ted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
To this day, I really, as much as it was painful, I'm really proud of the table tennis video.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's still iconic to this day.
I think
Lovely.
what sticks in my mind is the one where you're filling up your car and as you stick it in the petrol thing, you just like.
Oh no, I was on
Oh,
the train.
I'm
I
so-
was on the train,
Yeah.
sat by myself,
Yeah.
and he sent it in, and it just oh no.
He
I
sticks
can't-
the petrol thing in and moans really
and he
loud.
moans loud.
Did everyone's
And I-
heads just turn?
well, I just looked away.
I think one of my favourites has to be the promo for Future Fest. Both promos of Wes talking about the jerk chicken in the wash pit, and then Ollie making breakfast.
Yeah.
They were funny. I think the videos were like that because we just had no time, and it was just like, what, can you just make something quick while you're doing whatever?
I had a really busy day with my family, and I was like, and they were like, please, can you do it? No, like everyone was
You're at
working.
work,
I was the only one who wasn't working, so it was like I actually don't have an excuse here, and so I just like had to just shoot a video whilst I was walking the dog.
And it was really good. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I smashed it out of the park, and like people seem to really enjoy it, so I was quite glad about that. I was like, fuck. But that's the thing is like sometimes it's like when you like content just comes from nowhere sometimes, and that's normally
You
the
don't need
better
to overthink
content.
it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's weird. Some of the stuff we put so much effort into, we put it online and it gets.
Oh, it does so
no
badly, and
then
it's
we just
so
get a
disappointing.
video of like Ollie. eating
Someone doing
food.
something
Something
stupid, and
stupid.
It's really well.
Like this thing is that if I just bought a pie and just threw it at Ollie and then screamed vegan at him, like people would that would probably get 1 million views or something, you know. Like, but like if we put like I'm sorry, Ollie, I know you're upset right now, but if we did like a really like
high quality, like
took us a week to make, you know.
get like 100 views.
Yeah, like it's complete like
Sometimes it just works that way. So
it's just how it is.
What was it like making the Statues Tour documentary?
so much fun.
We
I
loved
loved
doing
that.
that. Yeah.
I didn't really do too much towards it, so I didn't really get much. I didn't really
It
experience
was still
too
just
much.
fun to like. It just
I
was just having a laugh until
Yeah.
it felt organic.
I think that was the main thing. Is that like I think that what I noticed is that no one really took it too seriously, which was
Yeah.
nice.
Like it was just like it was nice because I think it caught us just on camera like how we are just before a gig. Like
Just like normal
Yeah.
dudes, not like
yeah,
trying
we're
to
not.
do like any sort of special promo.
Yeah, I worry
Yeah.
sometimes like people think we take ourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
But half the time we have to like keep Ollie backstage so he doesn't say something awful to somebody or something. they've got a page that they keep. Let's take 2 cards.
Yeah.
The big one out.
I think what was nice is like it just kind of felt like we were stirring together this like cauldron of like just kind of everything about us, like what we do at a gig, how we are at a practice and stuff like that. So just kind of putting in like the regular stuff, then like Ollie being crazy, like
Ted being uncomfortable. With
Yeah.
Craziness.
Zach being quiet or
Zach-
mean to Ollie.
Zach farting a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, well that's you too. That's
Yeah.
me too. Well,
Yeah.
just me being, you know,
Yes.
yeah.
Flatulent.
Yeah, just you know, we just sprinkle a bit of tism in there, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Is
that's-
it? I don't know.
No, it was a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
It was a fun thing to film, and it didn't feel like too much effort, which was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't edit
Yeah. Ted, I know this is taking you 4 hours, but can you redo this, please?
Yeah.
You should do another one for your next tour.
Oh, I think we
Yeah.
absolutely will.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
Probably
I
will.
loved making it.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I think the best part about it is like, for myself, I didn't edit it or anything, so
Yeah.
I got to like watch it all back and be like,
Because you didn't
How
even
much
see like half of it,
No,
and then
'cause
we've just all been recording.
Yeah.
Because I was just so busy with other things and having
Yeah.
like midlife crises and stuff like that, and it's like I didn't see much of it.
It
And
felt
then,
like your little baby a little bit, didn't it?
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. And then it came out and I watched it on YouTube and I was like, holy shit! Like this is so funny.
Yeah.
I watched it before it went out onto YouTube,
Oh.
and there was something which I had to beg them to take out.
Whereas if it was a fart.
He was so drunk.
Can we? Yeah. Can I?
Yeah.
So I was very drunk and said something which, it was nothing in any way xenophobic or anything like that. It's nothing wrong.
It was
those lines.
bad.
But it would have got me in trouble with
Your lecturer.
my university.
Why? What did you say?
No.
Don't
No.
you worry. Don't you worry.
Oh, you can have the exclusive in 10 years, Oliver. That's fine.
When he finishes uni course,
Yeah.
you can have it.
Oh, am I going to finish in 10 years?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed like reacting to the tour documentary and putting it onto my YouTube because I had no idea how it was going to go.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been like some terrible like view numbers on that one, but that one did really well.
You
All
did
right,
good,
yeah.
yeah. I feel like even like at the grassroots level we are, people like to see the behind the scenes of stuff.
Yeah.
And like
I think if anything, it's really
Yeah.
nice to see grassroots behind the scenes
Yeah.
because you see the behind the scenes of people on stadium tours,
Yeah.
but like the rarity of that happening, that's like 1% of artists. You know? That's the thing.
So
Also, we've got that now to look back on.
Yeah.
for, like,
Yeah, like that's
Forever.
that's an actual like proper
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
That, like
yeah, it encapsulates our first tour together.
Yeah.
Our first few gigs of you as well. Yeah. We'll look back when we all have kids and they'll go, "Daddy, why were you saying you're on coke?"
I promise I wasn't. Son.
Do you have a pre-gig routine? Something you do before every gig?
You usually spend a bit of time just 5 or 10 minutes before we play,
Yeah.
just chilling out
Yeah,
and
just
get
get some
those
vocal
in,
warm-ups.
I'm kind of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always, we spent a bit of time before watching some bands or whatever and just chilling together, and then we all
Yeah.
kind of go off and do our own thing a little bit. I'll go and warm my voice, Ollie will do the same, and then people just chilling, and then I say the last like 2 minutes before we gig, we kind of come together, and like,
Just before we go
Yeah.
on, and then we'll like share
Yeah,
that and
yeah.
Yeah,
The adrenaline
we try
starts
not
quickly,
to
yeah.
we try not to overwhelm ourselves beforehand.
Yeah.
If
you don't want to
possible.
work it up in your head
Yeah,
and put too much pressure on the actual gig. So
I think that's always the main thing. Is like, for me, I'm always driving, so I have to kind of stay quite calm.
yeah,
So just make sure I'm focusing on the roads and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then afterwards is just make sure I kind of
Yeah.
chill, make sure I get some food and enough
Yeah.
to drink, especially if I'm driving a long way afterwards. I like to take a bit of time for myself, maybe call my parents or something like that. Just sit down for a little while. I think we all kind of like to go off for like Ted always likes to go on those walks and stuff like that.
yeah.
I just like having a look at a nice view. If
I like
that's
I
nice.
like to know the area.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if
You go do
it's
that
somewhere
with Tom,
new,
don't you?
I like to go and see
Yeah.
where I'm at and
We're like,
establish
oh,
myself.
where's Ted
Yeah.
now? He's off.
He's off on a walk.
Yeah.
We need a tracker for him, really. Just like a little beeper.
Yeah.
On my phone. Find my phone.
To be fair, I was at the... Oh yeah, I was there. The Rough Trade gig in Bristol,
Right.
back way back in February.
Yeah.
I think it was your last gig as a three-piece.
Might be.
Oh my god, it was.
Gosh.
Oh my lord.
I think at that point it was interesting because that gig was fun and we really enjoyed it. But because we knew Ted we started doing some practice with Ted, and the moment he dropped out, the moment that sound kind of dropped out, it was kind of like we knew there was more to the
I
sound.
was missing something.
Yeah.
A bit.
So
It's kind
like,
of depressing, I won't
yeah,
lie.
we got on stage like, oh, I missed that part so much.
Especially when we were playing with so many like high energy,
Big
like
sounding
tight bands. Like Liquid State were phenomenal, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
God, Aramia was so
Great
so good.
vocalist,
The
yeah.
vocalist was insane.
Yeah, I was a bit scared. Yeah. Play.
She was so nice though,
Yeah.
and we had such a nice chat with her.
Yeah.
Um,
It was a fun gig because
Yeah.
obviously once again the level of performance was fantastic, but it was also at the same time
we were apprehensive to get Ted on stage and just start playing with him because we knew there was more to the sound when he was in stage with us.
And then that ended up being a harder process than it actually needed to be,
Yeah.
since this man decided to go.
To a rugby match and then
Oh yeah.
his old shoulder up.
It was so sad. It was actually not until like I didn't play with Ollie for like a good
No,
while.
we had a couple
Yeah.
of seconds, didn't we?
Yeah.
Fantastic Jay and Mike.
Yeah. How many
Um,
gigs we do with Mike? Like 2?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think for you it was probably a weird experience. I don't know.
I think it was probably kind of almost a bit beneficial for me because I was having to like
Play sets
play
and
with
such.
with not Ollie and then
Yeah.
because I rehearsed with Ollie, but then when it came to actually playing with Ollie, who knows the set at the back of his hand,
Yeah.
it felt so
So
good because
Yeah,
I felt
that
so tight.
gig
And
felt like
Oh, it was fantastic.
I was ecstatic.
Yeah, that
Like,
Phoenix
that
gig
was
was
amazing.
the first gig we played together, just the four of us.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
it felt right, didn't it?
I love that.
I will say when I did hurt my shoulder, I was just doing like backing vocals and being kind of Zach's hype man a bit.
it was
And-
so cool.
And
it was fun.
it was really weird because it was just a completely different setup that we've ever had from the Zaffiros because I've always been behind the drum kit. And although it was annoying that I couldn't play drums, it was really
It was
Quite
fun.
a nice treat as well.
I would
yeah.
love to have one Ollie on the drums and one Ollie.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll get on that, mate. I'll get on that. Sorry, I'm
Cloning
slacking.
time.
Yeah.
We need triplets. We don't need twins anymore. Sort it out, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair though, before Ollie injured his shoulder, I did the interview with Zach, and he said Ollie misses being a front man.
Yeah, that's yeah. I think the problem is he's a better frontman than me, so I have to stick him behind.
I thought you might say a better front man than the drummer for a second
No,
there.
he's a better frontman than me, so he has to stay behind a drum kit, or he's going to outshine everyone.
No.
No, Ollie's like a fantastic frontman, and he's always been so natural on the front of the stage. So I think it was nice to kind of bring that back into the mix, and just go, oh yeah, this is cool. Like it was just cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, it's the first time I'd like done anything like that since Iguanas.
Yeah.
So for like a year and a half,
Yeah.
I hadn't done it, and hopefully, I've got a new project coming up.
Into obscurity.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. Check them out. They're really cool.
Yeah.
What are your musical influences? What are you influenced by?
Oh.
I think we should.
These guys.
Should we go round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's so different.
I think you two should start because, like, you guys are the people who started this band off,
Do you
and I think that you guys are where the roots are. You know.
I mean, for me, like, I'd say for like my drumming, I'd say like Yusuf Days, but for like the general music that I like, some of it's a lot heavier. Like, I really like Invent Animate, North Lane we saw last night. Also like some like neo soul like Tomish as well. Yeah, and then it just gets like stupid gargly deathcore as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've always had very like a two like very opposing sides to what I listen to. Like I've always been in love with lots of like Jeff Buckley, Nick Drake. I've always loved the melodic. Where my melodies come from are mainly those two, I would say. But when it comes to the actual like instrumentals, it's a lot of like progressive music. So like Tesseract, North Lane, and earlier kind of influences of like Whitesnake and Guns N' Roses. Thrice is another one who's been huge. Yeah, so like I'd say when it comes from a melodic and like singer standpoint, it tends to be Jeff Buckley and Nick Drake, and also like Nothing But Thieves have always been like a big standout for me when it comes to melodies. But for the instrumental, I'd say heavier music, like the progressive metal side of stuff.
I'm super different to these two. I love the music that we make, but it's not actually the sort of music that I listen to all the time. I do like some math rock. Like my main influences are definitely like the Smiths. A lot of indie rock. I listen to a bit of the Clash and the Jam and all of that sort of scene of like the post-punk sort of thing. I grew up on the Beatles, and a lot of Queen as well. I know you're a big Queen fan, Oliver. I'm massively into the bedroom pop scene. Matt DeMarco, super fan sort of thing. Like that's kind of where my sort of thing was. But then I kind of just expanded from there. I also was brought up on a lot of Black Sabbath, and that sort of thing. So a lot of like the retro sort of vibe. But like quite a lot recently, I've been kind of listening to like I've massively started listening to like Tesseract and Architects and stuff like that because I really dig that vibe, and I really dig the guy that made those records. As I've been looking into producing more and stuff like that.
The Middle Farm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter Miles. Yeah,
Yeah.
stellar producer.
Cool. Oh yeah. So I'm. So I actually I'm not massively into like the whole hard rock
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm quite like I like to think of myself as quite a chilled out guy.
He's pretty.
So I like a lot of ambient music, soundscape kind of stuff, no time signature, that kind of stuff. And I'm a Cornish boy through and through, and I'm surrounded by a lot of folk stuff. So I'm into also a lot of I've done like some of the work that I've done in Cornwall. I've been surrounded by a lot of old boys singing sea shanties and little diddly dees on the banjo and like tin whistle. So I'm into that kind of folk stuff, alt folk. If it's a bit of ambient stuff in it as well, then I'm into that. But yeah, kind of not quite as a bit more chilled.
That's great.
But yeah,
I
I'm
think
still
it also
super
has a massive effect on the melodies that you make, and I think it's
Yeah.
really cool that way.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm still super into what I
Oh,
do
yeah.
with these guys, and I love
Yeah.
letting loose because I
Yeah.
don't. When else in your life do you get to like head bang and just get sweaty and play guitar? It's
Yeah.
super cool.
Well, if you did it in any other part of life, I think you'd be sectioned, really.
yeah.
At the office. Just...
My final question would be, what's your plans for the future?
Ooh, writing.
Right, yeah, we need to
I'm
write
so
shit.
excited. We've started writing some little bits, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for that. It sounds super
Yeah.
cool.
Oh no, fully. I'm working at a sandwich shop at the moment, and it gets quite. Thanks, Wes. It gets quite monotonous. So I'll just be there spreading sandwiches, just thinking like some ideas you've come up with, and then I'll just be like writing them in my head.
We're setting up a GoFundMe page for
Yeah,
it. Don't
literally.
worry.
And I'll be on my phone. I'll just get my phone and go, right, lads. I've got another one. It goes like this and just starts singing.
It's like bullshit.
Yeah.
Some sort of
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'm really excited to get back in a room and just like some stuff with these lads. It's gonna be good. We've all kind of had the summer to come up with like a bunch of ideas and stuff, and I can't wait for them to come to fruition. So yeah.
Do you know what? I'm gonna get real. I'm gonna get really real.
Okay.
So, me, Ted, and Zach. Sorry, right order. We're going into our last year of uni. We're not sure what's happening afterwards.
Yeah.
We want to keep this band going
Yeah.
as long as possible.
Yeah.
So we're pushing a lot this year.
Yeah.
We're trying to get as much done as possible. We want to record more.
Cool.
We want to write more. We want to tour again. We want to do a big tour this time. Like go up north. We want to go to the Philippines.
Yeah.
No, but we want to go big. We want to go crazy.
Yeah. We've got some exciting stuff planned.
Yeah, and basically to whoever's watching, stick with us, and to just keep checking us out. We've got some really exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Only fans in the world.
Yeah, but we need your support.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
in whatever way, if just let us know what you're thinking of what we're doing. Like it doesn't,
Yeah.
you don't have to come to our shows. No one's obliged to. We really appreciate it if you do.
Yeah.
But if you just let us know if you're liking what we're doing, that means the world.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
These are
We always love hearing from you guys as well, and we're
Yeah.
always up for a chat.
Yeah. So I feel like this year is just experimenting and doing as much as possible,
Yeah.
which is very exciting. And like we said, we've got so much planned, which we're excited to announce.
Mm.
So yeah, just keep your eyes and ears peeled and check us out. And we've got some cool stuff on the way.
Yes.
So bear with us.
Some polarizing things for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more of this kind of stuff, more of the Zaffiros, and thank you very much for watching.